Hey guys, I'm Nick. Today, I'm just gonna take a few minutes to get you guys some updates. Haven't posted a video in 5 or 6 days. Been extremely busy. Obviously, the majority of you know Navarre Kayak Fishing started off as a charter business. We run a ton of fishing charters. We do kayak rentals. We do eco tours. Keeps me and my wife extremely busy. Okay. Uh, Obviously, the business began branching out into a few different things. Beginning of the year, the lure production stuff kind of took off when it really wasn't planned to. The lures are doing really, really well. I appreciate you guys buying them. All the feedback's been fantastic, so that's good. Really, the next step for what I wanted to do was I really wanted a 3D printer, okay? And I wanted a 3D printer. I've talked about it in previous videos. I wanted it for a long time. Finally decided after talking to a local gentleman that lives up the street from me. He owns a business called Navarre 3D Printing. Um, hey man, I want to do this. How, what, where, when, why, blah, blah, blah. Definitely helped me out a ton. He pointed me in the right direction. And then it's just, hey, go to town, learn some things, and keep printing. Um, when we first got the 3D printer, I printed a bunch of lizards and little sharks, little flexi T-Rexes, all kinds of random things, trying to learn how the system worked, dial in some settings. It's a pretty big learning curve, okay? But I really, really enjoyed it. The first, say, tool or part we made was actually suggested by a guy named Josh. He lives right here local in Navarre. And he wanted a wrench for his PDL drive. He has a Predator PDL, but it fits the top water. Also fits the Ocean, Malibu. It's gonna fit any PDL system. Okay, and he wanted a wrench that wouldn't corrode, that he could leave in the storage, the drive storage, and pull out if he needed it. So we made him this wrench, and the first prototype was super solid. It was heavy. It didn't float. I was like, hey, I think I can make it float. So we adjusted some settings, tinkered around, made it a little smaller, and now it floats. So we sold a bunch of these things. Now we shipped some to New Zealand. We shipped them all over the country. We still been selling them. We sell them for $10 on the website. Fantastic little tool. We did a video about it on how to use it so you don't over torque anything and break the wrench, which if you do that, you're just not using it right, okay? Super durable, does a fantastic job. But that wasn't the reason that I wanted the 3D printer. I had an idea several years ago. I decided just to keep myself for a long time. It involved mounting the fish finder, okay? So posted that video the other day on how we mounted that Garmin, and how we did it was this. We designed this and we printed it. It mounts into the pre-existing holes on the kayak. It's reversible, so you can go on the left or right side, same handle, and it uses the screws, same hardware, same holes, just bolts in place, and then you can mount any accessory on the track mounted whatever. The little mighty bolt goes in here, boom. You just tighten it down, and now your fish finder is right next to the kayak. And we're going to do some videos on that here in the near future. We've installed a bunch of them. We actually shipped a whole bunch of these things out. Really, the printer's still going full speed. The second printer will be here in a few days. Excuse me. A few days to keep up. We even had some guys reach out who own dealerships and want us to ship some to Vancouver and some to Michigan. So who knows? Maybe it'll show up in a kayak dealership near you here in the next few days. Anything is possible at this point. They are on the website. You can buy one or two of them. So this one works for the Predator series. This one works for the Top Water series, and they're a little bit different. You can see they're a little bit shorter. The hole spacing is a little bit different. But yeah, it does a fantastic job. We've already installed it. I've installed it on a few Top Waters myself already. Did a gentleman who lives here in Navarre. We installed a Helix system on his using this. Awesome, easy, clean install. You don't have to drill any holes into your kayak to mount the fish finder because it just replaces the handle. So that's pretty neat. Now, this was really on my to-do list for a long time. I really just didn't think I had the ability to do it. The 3D printer made it possible. It took some trial and error. I have a whole bucket of the angle's wrong. It's not long enough. Failures. Huge learning curve. I'm not an engineer, but I thoroughly enjoyed the process. We actually have a completely different part on the 3D printer right now. You guys can probably hear it in the background. It's probably not for everybody, but I'm gonna like it. I think it's gonna be a nice adjustment. It's gonna provide better access to an area on the Predator PDL that I don't typically use a lot because I don't like how it is. Nothing to it, nothing fancy, but some people will like it, some people won't. We've been busy, okay? So I haven't been producing as many videos. I kind of neglected the Q&A a little bit over the course of the last week. There are tons of questions that you guys submitted in the queue on the website. I will get to those, okay? There's some really good questions in there about comparing some pedal kayaks and, rods and reel choices and what reels we'll use next year. Then general questions about fishing as well. We'll get to that stuff, okay? Just got a little busy. I wanted to give you guys an update. That's really it. The 3D printing stuff is awesome. Obviously, there's another direction the business is pursuing. Most people know that we have been trying to train someone to help run some of the kayak fishing trips. So we have another guide so I can have a little less time on the water and a little more time to do this, as well as create kayak parts and sell fishing lures, because thanks to you guys, the lures have done extremely well. The 3D printed stuff is done far better than I ever thought it would, because I didn't really plan on making it for anyone else. I only planned on making it for me. We did patent this because, as crazy as it sounds, no one's ever put a mount on a handle of a kayak. Yeah, it's pretty cool. My wife's idea. She's a genius. I'm just here to make random things out of plastic, okay? If you guys have any questions about any of that stuff, just shoot me an email at nick@navarrekayakfishing.com. I think you guys are updated. That's about it. I'll get back to doing the Q&A stuff here in a few days when the trips slow down. Got another trip tomorrow. Been busy. Been chasing king mackerel. It is the beginning, first, second week of September. End of the first week, beginning of the second week of September. The blackfin should be showing up. I'm actually really surprised no one's caught one yet. The water's still pretty darn warm, but usually the first week of September, someone catches a blackfin just off the beach, and I don't think anyone's caught one yet. And we've been out there pretty much every other day. The mahi should be getting close if they're going to come. Sometimes they just don't show up in great numbers. Hopefully they do show up in good numbers this year. As of right now, it's not looking so good. Haven't seen any sailfish realistically at the end of the year yet. But all those fish, the blackfin, the mahi, the sailfish, they start showing up at the same time. We did see some flying fish this morning, so that is a sign of better things. Plenty of bait, tons of baby hardtails, which is my favorite all-time mahi bait. They love them. Throw it in front of them, they're going to eat it. And hopefully get some north wind, drop the temperatures a little bit. It's been super hot. If you guys have any questions about that, or you plan to book a trip, or you want to book a trip, fall is a fantastic time to be offshore. Right up to about the second week of October. Usually the second week of October, we'll get one of those cold fronts that really knocks that water temperature down a bit, and most of the fish will head south for the winter, all the king mackerel and so on. So the redfish, trout bite, flounder will be fantastic inshore. Obviously, we're going to run a ton of trips. We run a ton of trips in October and November. It's probably the best weather time period of the year to fish. Just fantastic weather. Wear your hoodie in the morning, go fishing, be comfortable all afternoon or all morning. So if you guys are interested, give me a call or shoot me an email at nick@navarrekayakfishing.com. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I look forward to you booking your next adventure.